Hey guys, welcome to another Hunter video. I am a Night Elf Hunter on the Whisperwind server, and right now I am in 25-man Nax. I'm going to show you how to run Spider and Military Wing as a Beastmaster Hunter. So we're at the first boss, a Nubricon. What you need to do is take down the ads first before you go on to the boss. You should save Bestial Wrath for the boss. You shouldn't stack up all together with the rest of your group, and that is because he will cast these spikes that come up the ground and shoot you up in the air, like you just saw now. And if you use Bestial Wrath, it'll actually mitigate that, so you won't jump in the air, and that's very beneficial to get the extra DPS. When he casts Locust Swarm, the tank will usually take him around the room so that they can get away from it as well. During that time, take your pet away so that he wouldn't get caught in that Locust Swarm. And so here are the loot that you get from a Nubricon. He's a fairly easy fight, and Spider Wing is probably the easiest wing of all the 4 sections in Naxxramas. And most of the time in this wing, it's all AoE damage, so volley and multi-shot are your best friend. We are onto the next boss, Grand Widow Ferlina. Now this is mostly just a DPS race if you are a hunter. There's a few things you need to know as a tank and also as a healer and shadow priest, but as a hunter you don't really have to worry about it, so I'll just explain what you need to do. First, just DPS the boss. You shouldn't use any AoE or multi-shot abilities, because all you want to concentrate on is the boss, and make sure you get away from the rain of fire if it's over you, so that you can get away from the damage. So we've just killed her, and now we're just taking down the ads, and here are what has dropped. Now when you get to this area, it's best to turn on your track hidden ability, because there are shades around here and they are cloaked most of the time. So your track hidden ability will allow you and everyone else to see these hidden cloaks or hidden shades easier, so that they don't jump on, say, a healer. Here we are at the next boss, Maxina. Now for this boss, there's just 2 things you gotta realize. One, when she creates a cocoon, she'll choose 2 random people to throw on the wall. All you have to do is turn around and shoot them down as a hunter, because you have the best range abilities and the most, furthest range. And also, she will cast Web Spray. What this does is stops everyone in the raid for about 3 or 4 seconds. And Bestial Wrath will actually not mitigate this, so you need to pop Bestial Wrath and all your other cooldowns either right at the beginning of the fight or right after a Web Spray. So we're on to the next wing, which is the Military Wing. And for this wing, you need to stay away from the warriors out of melee range, because they do a whirlwind and it'll just decimate you. Also, for the Death Knight Riders, they cast a Bone Shield, and you can use a tranquilizing shot to try to get rid of that Bone Shield. For the next boss, Instructor Resuvius. What a lot of guilds do is send the pet in, or any pet classes that has a pet, they will send it in first so that the guy can kill the pets and give the Shadow Priests a few seconds to mind control the students, so that they can tank the boss. And this is very bad for a Beastmaster Hunter, because when your pet dies, your pet loses all the buffs it has from the rest of the group, and it loses a lot of DPS. So this is basically just a straightforward DPS otherwise, and just take them down and make sure also you don't have any AoE attacks, because because you want the students to be completely alive so that it can be used for tanking. And so we take him down. Here are what dropped, another Seized Beauty. Seems to be dropping a lot for us tonight. And we're on to the next area. Now in this area there's a whole bunch of cursed weapons. What you need to do is take out the staffs first, because they have some CC abilities as well as a huge AoE, which will hurt everyone in the raid. Now we're on to Gothic the Harvester. This is a fairly easy fight. The teams will be split up into two, the alive side and the dead side. There's not really much of a difference between the alive and dead. You're going to have to fight wave after wave of enemies, and if you're on the alive side, the waves will come. If you kill them, the same waves will go to the dead side. The dead side will have to kill them. And what you need to do here is set your pet on passive, because as soon as one of the knights or riders spawn, your pet will actually go after it if it's on defensive. So keep your pet on passive and keep it alive. And after all the waves are done and phase 2 starts, that's when Gothic will port down and start attacking the group. What I like to do is pop Bestial Wrath half a second or a second before Gothic comes down, and then DPS him down. And then when he switches to the dead side to fight the other side, you want to be beside the gate, so that when the gate opens, you can just turn around and start shooting him instead of having to run all the way over. So there's our loot for Gothic. Very nice caster trinket. And again, in this call, you should turn on track hidden. For the 10-man, you might be asked to tank as a hunter in the back area, and you don't take much damage. Your pet takes most of the damage, and you have a healer back there to also heal your pet. For the 25-man, you're most likely going to be a DPS. So once everything starts, just DPS down the first guy, and then if you have enough DPS, you won't have to switch. If you see they cast debuffs on you and they start stacking, the more they stack, obviously the more damage it does to you. So what you really should do is not have more than 3 stacks in the front and 2 to 3 stacks in the back. So every time you have more than those stacks, then you should switch over to the other side where the stacks will a new stack will start and the old stack will start disappearing. And so Helm dropped, possibly that I could use, but I figured that it's not really much of an upgrade, the exact same, and I'll need my hit rating for my current Helm. That's it for the Spider and Military Wing guide. Thank you very much for watching, and take care. Till next time.